Hello everyone, how are you? Hope you all are fine. Today we are going to learn something about the two words, those are science and technology. Do you know what is science and what is technology? Let us find the meaning of these two words science and technology in this session. Children, in this session, we are going to learn science and technology. Before entering into the class or session, let us observe the objectives of this session. Objectives. Children, at the end of the lesson, you may be able to speak on science and technology. You may be able to understand the theme of the unit, that is science and technology. You may be able to debate on effects of science and technology. You may be able to find the relationship between science and technology. And finally, you may be able to participate in a debate either supporting or opposing the theme. Do you use mobile phones? Do you use television? Have you ever thought of how the gadgets that you are using made of? To explore what science is, let us watch a video clip that will make us clear what science is.
Our home planet Earth has more events occurring on it than we can imagine. These events involve the living organisms, inanimate structures, things which we can see, those which we can't, events that amaze us and those which terrify us. The very formation of our Earth was another massive event. These events bring with it a large number of questions that arise out of curiosity to explain or understand the world we live in, the world around us. If you have ever wondered what's going on, how these events take place, or why is it so, well then, you are not alone. These questions run in the minds of billions of people every second, every day. The answer to all these questions is simple and lies in one word: science. Now probably your next question is, what exactly is science? So let's understand. Science is an answer. It is the knowledge that we get when we ask questions. So if this is you, why do all your belongings or anything that you throw up in the air fall to the ground? The answer or science behind it is no big deal. It's gravity. You see, the Earth has an attraction to all the objects known as gravity. And this invisible attraction is what keeps us on Earth and not float away in the air. The funny thing is that gravity was always there since the beginning. But it was only understood and explained until not a very long ago by a very inquisitive person who happened to ask a lot of questions. He was very convinced that an apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and that's because it fell on his head. Yes, that person was Sir Isaac Newton. So gravity existed even before the apple fell on Newton's head. But it was understood and explained only when Newton decided to ask three fundamental questions: what, how, and why. So you see, science involves you. Well, not just you, me, and everything around us. But we only understand it when we follow our curiosity and ask questions, a lot of questions, and try to find answers to them. But many a times, one question can have more than one answer. So there is often more than one theory to explain the science behind each event. It's a lot like a maze. At the center is the event occurring and the questions related to it. and the various paths to the center are the answers to it. Based on our understanding of all the events in the universe, we can classify science into three main branches: physics, chemistry, and biology. Let us look at what these branches are and how they work in the making of something as simple as a lime juice when you're thirsty, and understand where these branches come into play. This is where physics gets into character. Physics is concerned with the force with which one holds the spoon and the motion involved while stirring the juice fast or slow. It is the branch of science that deals with all the types of matter in and beyond the universe, their nature, their properties, and all causes and effects of manipulating them. Then comes the part where all the ingredients start getting mixed in order to give us lime juice. This is called chemistry. It deals with the reaction between two or more types of matter to form a new type of matter. For example, when the atoms of hydrogen and oxygen are mixed together in an appropriate ratio, we get a molecule of H2O, which is also called water. Interesting, isn't it? And finally, there is biology. Biology is concerned with how your body can extract the benefits from the juice. On a broader scale, it is concerned with all the living matter in the universe like plants, animals, and microorganisms, their life processes, and their relationship not only with one another but also with the environment in which they exist. Now, if you have been observant, you would have realized that all these branches, though differently listed, work together in making lime juice. This togetherness of these branches is not only in the case of simply preparing a lime juice, but also in case of every event that we see, perform, or experience in our lives. Yes, they are like friends who work in harmony.
Children, so far you have watched and might have understood what science is by watching the earlier video clip. Now, children, let us think of what science teaches. Are you ready? Let us know what science teaches by watching a video clip. Here we go.
What does science teach us about?
Children, so far you might have understood what science is and what does science teach us. Now, let us come to know what technology is. Here is a video clip that will let us know what technology is.
Today we are going to answer the question, what is technology? When you think of technology, what do you think of? A telephone? A camera? But what about a table or a chair? Would you consider that technology? Let's investigate to find out. In the dictionary, technologies are things created by humans that can make our lives easier or solve problems. All humans have basic needs, such as getting water and food and having a shelter. Technology is a way to make this easier. Instead of going down to the lake to get water, humans invented a way to bring it straight to our homes with indoor plumbing. Some technologies have wires and plug into the wall, like microphones. Microphones help to record sound. Laptops help us get information, type papers, talk to friends, and much more. But some technologies do not have wires at all. Umbrellas help to keep us dry in the rain, and a lock helps to keep our things safe. A pencil helps us write down information, and a fork helps us to eat food. So let's go back to our first question. Is a chair and a table a technology?
Children, so far we have learnt about science and technology, and have you ever think of the bad or good effects of science and technology? Let us observe what are the good and bad effects of science and technology. Here is a video clip that will let us know. Here we go.
Always this good? Or does it also have a not so good side to it? To understand that, let us look into some examples. Let's take nuclear energy for instance. It can be used to make nuclear power, which can act as a substitute for electricity and which can be much cheaper for us. Or it can be made to make nuclear bombs, which can have devastating effects. Another example that comes to my mind is the cell phone. Yes, it is true that the advent of portable phone, also called the cell phone, has made our lives a lot easier by allowing people over long distances to not only communicate faster but also more effectively. But do the benefits really outweigh all the risks that cell phones are likely to cause to our body, like the high probability of brain tumors? The question here is not about science being good or bad, because now we know science is knowledge, and knowledge is never bad per se. The real question we must ask ourselves should be, are we using science for something good or something that will cause harm? We can say science has the power to both destroy and heal. But it only depends on how you view it, and more importantly, how you use it. We do have a choice. If science is pursued with a generous and a compassionate heart, it can really change our world in more ways than one. The true potential of science is beyond our imagination. But then we can always start by letting the scientist in us ask the three fundamental questions: what, how, and why.
Children, I hope that you have understood the two words and their effects, that is science and technology. Now, for the rest of 20 minutes, with the help of your teacher, split into two groups and debate on science and technology. I will give you a question. Participate in this debate, that is, development in science and technology will always lead to disaster. Children, after this session, split into two groups among your friends. Ask your teacher to make a debate among you. Hope you might have understood by watching this video lesson what science is and what technology is. Hope you will happily participate in the debate. Thank you.